put this up. Make sure that's out of frame. Cool. Yes, sir. We out here, dog. You're getting another dog today? No way! Oh my goodness, that's so sweet. Is it gonna be a puppy or like? I imagine you guys have already picked it out, but yeah. What? Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, you were talking about that on the other stream. 6.5-month-old. Oh wow, that's gonna be a lot of energy. That's gonna be fun. I wonder how Dolly's gonna take to that. I'm not taking a call from Ohio right now. What is this? Oh, that's incredible. That's gonna be really fun. That's gonna be great. Let me set that back up. Wow. That's really special. You guys have a name picked out for him already, or like gonna see what his energy is like in person around the house before you do a name? Ace, that's a good one. No, I think that's great. No, that's really special. That's going to be amazing. Got a little bit of color picked up. You guys saw my last post on Instagram from the stream on Tuesday. I really like how this color ended up. It's like a very aqua blue. Hell yeah, Phil. Appreciate it, dog. Work to your heart's content. Aqua blue, not quite a copper blue, but also a little more green than a copper blue, but it's pretty nice. It's good. It works well. Looks pretty. Give it a little dust. gas down. Color's getting a little shiny. Got a full week ahead of me. I've got this market coming up tomorrow, and then I've got demonstrations downtown with stuff for sale in Thomasville Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'll pack everything up on Thursday, get a suitcase together, and go to Americus on Friday for the beer festival. It's gonna be a good, productive week. And then after the beer festival, I'll have a friend's birthday party down in St. George the following weekend on the 12th. So stuff is happening. Set up nicely. I'm gonna stick it onto this blowpipe and bubble together. welcome. Anybody else that joined in? My name is Ezra. I'm making some cups to start off with. Getting ready for the market. I really enjoyed the cups I made my previous stream on Tuesday. So I wanted to get a couple in early today so that I can take them with me to the market tomorrow. I got to be down in Tallahassee by 11 in the morning. Market's from 1 to 6. Hope everybody's doing well today. Some pretty nice weather down in South Georgia. It's supposed to get up to 80, but that's not bad, honestly. Oh, cool. Give that a little more. A little puff in here. Here we go. I end up gathering over this one more time. Sweet. Make sure the paper's wet. Enough. Bing, bada, boom. I think I should set up a live stream. Hey, what's up, JTL? What does that say? Got fire ants? Yeah, down in South Georgia. Are you kidding me? Bro, they are everywhere. They get into your home, it's over. Like nearly everybody that lives down here probably has a trauma story related to fire ants. Doing something stupid or another. Got fire ants, got milk. Got AIDS. How are you, JTL? Doing all right? Killing some time. Killing time, doing crime. All right, second gather. Doing good. Used to live in Charleston. Fire ants actually, like, as I say, fire ants will always put the spring, be part of the spring weather. Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, can't get rid of them. There's some cool stuff you can do with fire ants, though. Like down here, people will clean deer skulls with them by just like shoving the deer skull by its antlers into an ant bed, like one of the real big tall ones, and then the ants just eat everything away and clean the bone. And because of the formic acid that they use to like digest stuff and fend off foes, it also sanitizes it. Very clean creature. Yo. Appreciate it, dog. And you too, Phil. I know you're lurking. Thanks for being here. Trying to get to affiliate. I know I got a good bit of progress. I just have like, I think 1 or 2 more streams for the month, and then like 17 followers or something like that. And then I'll be able to earn a little bit more on Twitch. So share the stream, bring people in, hit them up. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Now we can blow some glass. Sweet. Okay. We'll be making some floppy bowls after I make a couple of these cups real quick. Those always do pretty well. People like them. I didn't catch it on a stream, but I did end up making a tip jar that's really nice, and I use cane drawing to write tips. Except the S is a $. You know, it's gotta be a $. Okay. Jack line, here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now you gotta stretch them out. I'm excited. I actually just met with one of the local art centers in my area, and got a couple more workshops on the books for May, and then September, and then October, and then November. So that's really exciting. Very rewarding. No, it doesn't sound like it, but it is very rewarding. It doesn't sound like it by the tone of my voice. That's Tizzle. Okie. I've got the bottom started. I'm just going to take a couple heats, clean all that up, make it nice and crispy. And then I'll punty it out. Be ready for a punty. Come off the sides. lot of heat. My granola bars are still in my pocket. Those are going to be a little melty. On the sides, on the bottom. On the sides again. Scratched it. That jag line. Still need to get those granola bars out of my pocket. Here we go. Touch up the sides. Touch up the bottom. I want to put some dimples on this and a little bit of texture anyway with the lip wrap, so less concerned about it being like perfect, just it being nice. Out of my pocket. Those are definitely pretty squishy. Gross. Okay, punty time. Get a little bit of glass. Carve that thing. Set the piece down, give it a little spin. Oh man, that's a loud truck, alright. Just like that. Okay. Centered. Preheat my tweezers. It's not centered. Now it's that's centered. Cool. So now I'm just gonna heat up this area, sort of clean that up, and then add a bit of glass to it as a little lip wrap. Because this piece is solid, I want to put a little bit of clear on the top, just to like, because it has the clear on the bottom, the color of the piece, and then just a little bit of clear on top to kind of like sandwich the color between clear. A little bit of finesse. finish it up. On Streambo, gross. No. How about it's not? Okay. Finish this up. It's going to be a nice, real nice cup. Just go ahead and stretch that opening out. There we go. Just like that. Awesome, sweet. Yay. Schmutz on there. That'll be alright. Time for crack off. Bring it around to the camera real quick. Preheat those tongs, always. There it is. Check it out. So that's going to be a really nice, like, cool aqua green color. Icy blue almost. Yep. Alright, I want this still. Okie dokie. Good little first piece. Kick things off. Got a couple more I'm gonna make. Got a decent chunk of color in there, maybe 2 or 3 more, and then we'll move into making some waffles like this one here. There we go. Get that in the light. So I'm gonna make a couple more of these to have out at the market, and some of the upcoming stuff that I'm doing in town in Thomasville. They've got an event coming up called Due South, which is like a big sort of thing. Bands come out and do the stuff, and they'll have food trucks and all that. But the week leading up to it, they're gonna have like other artists, including myself, and vendors. We'll be doing like a yarn bomb thing on some of the trees downtown. It's gonna be a fun week. Gonna have lots of opportunities to make a little bit of money. Up on my overhead costs. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up another one of those chunks of color. It's gonna be the same color. And then go from there. Rinse and repeat. Dust off of it. Okay. Time to melt it in. I'll probably split it into 2 pieces. And then stick one of those up onto the blowpipe. Or like knock off the first piece and stick the other piece onto the blowpipe. If anybody has any questions, I know there's a couple of y'all hanging out. Feel free to shoot them in the chat, even if they're not glass related. I am hanging out, doing the thing. This is going to be a trip. This time I get to stay in the hotel with the other glass blowers. Get up to debauchery. Just kidding, I'm not going to do that, but I'll probably go to bed before anybody else at least. Get some pizza at the after party, hang out, maybe blow a little more glass. See some good friends, including Phil, lurking in the stream. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Alright, let me get this. Divvy up. Get all that divvied up into 2 parts. What's up, Phil? Oh. Still just cheap viewers on Streambo. Okay. First step. Done. Make sure that's all cleaned up. Don't want no dust on that color. Yes, sir. Okay. Clean this up. And get it on the blowpipe. Get a move on with this. Nah, here, up. Get here. Okay. Turn on my tool. Stick it on there. Pull that color away. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Got to do the steps. The steps. The thing. All right, melty time. Melty. A lot of glass blowing is like hurry up and wait. Do all your moves really fast while you have the heat, and then you wait to read. Okay, let's get this tidied up. bing, bada boom. Time to gather. Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, hey, what's up, humanity? I'm sorry. I'm sorry your message got deleted. I'm pretty sure I fixed that in my Nightbot. Thanks for coming in, humanity. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm gonna just have to, like, I could have sworn I fixed all the stuff with the Nightbot. I was fiddling around with it last night. And, could have sworn I got it together. And I, like, turned the limits all the way up and stuff. Oh, no kidding. You're going to be at America's too? You're going to be at the beer festival? Oh, that's awesome. No, that's super cool. Yeah, don't be shy. Don't be shy. I'll be around. Just, I'll probably be running around with like a chicken with its head cut off. Just because I'll be running tech and making sure all the furnaces and equipment is doing well. All the artists have everything they need or need a hand or anything. I'm there, so no, that's gonna be awesome, man. That's sick, dude. Yeah, thanks for popping in. Right as I pop this bubble. There it goes. Yay. I will not have my own booth. I am not one of the artists. The artists have the opportunity to sell because they're the ones sort of being promoted by the event. But no, I'm on a contract by Mobile Glass to come out and facilitate the smooth operation of the event on the glass side. So. And I think one of the other things is that, like, artists are running their own booths now. If I'm not mistaken, like, it's not gonna be how it has been in the past, where there's like one checkout for the whole market. So even if I did have a booth, I don't have anybody to help me run it. So yeah, but it'll be good. It'll be great. I'm going to be selling stuff this weekend anyway, at a local market, so probably won't have enough by the time the beer festival comes around to really have a booth anyway, but it's still going to be a ton of fun. It's still going to be great. That was a little more glass than I wanted to get. Let me trim some of that up. That'd be good. as an online sales platform. I'll have a private, like a custom domain and stuff, and I'll also probably have an Etsy shop, but it might just end up being the private domain. But we'll have stuff for sale on there. I'll have stuff for sale on there, and have like clips of the stream or videos of me doing stuff and all that good shit. Yeah, let's get the paints. I might need to turn my gas up a little bit. Get that furnace a little bit warmer. There we go. How long have you been in Thomasville? I think one of my friends moved there a couple years ago. No way! Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, small world. I've been in Thomasville since I was a kid. I moved here at the start of 6th grade and from Savannah, and graduated high school. A lot of my brothers are still here in Thomasville and in the area, so no, that's super cool. Yeah, you'll have to link us up, dog. That'd be awesome. Got a friend group. It's my brother and his roommates, but we do game nights every Saturday, so and are starting a D&D campaign soon as well. So no, that'd be super cool. That's wow, crazy small world. How about that? All right, let's get that shaped up. Get our bubble back in there. But yeah, no, I've been in Thomasville my whole life. Just about. Ooh, that is a nice breeze, tell you what. Alright, let's get this glass hot. Let's see, good jack line. Big chill that bottom. It just stays thick. And then I can blow a little bit more. Do you know if your friend in Thomasville is coming up to the beer festival? Have you talked to them about it at all? I don't know how close y'all are, but that'd be super cool. Sure, we probably cross paths, maybe, likely, potentially. Probably not, though. I am kind of a hermit, so my little friend groups and don't venture out much beyond that. Okay. A little more chilling at the bottom. Get some air. Color I'm working with, for anybody else streaming in and didn't quite catch either the first cup or I probably didn't explain it whenever I picked the color up, but this is going to be a nice like aqua blue green color. It's very light. Actually, I have a photo of this color of some similar cups that I made on Tuesday on my Instagram, so if you go over to my Instagram, you'll see it's like my most recent post right there at the top. It'll have the final color of these cuts. On those, and let that stretch. Squeeze out that wine a little more. Show that bottom. Get some more air in there. Awesome. Okay. Now I can get the bottom pot and flatten that out. He can move back to Thomasville to be close to his parents in Tallahassee. So is Jack your name? Or, oh yeah, no, Jack is not my name. Ezra is my name. The whole Jack Burns glass comes from like the tool that we use that I was just using. Those big like tong looking things with knife blades on them. Those are called the Jacks. And oftentimes working with students, or as a student yourself, you end up inadvertently, through negligence, like touching the blades to your forearm and burn yourselves with jacks. And so you end up with like a little scar that sticks around for a couple weeks depending on the severity of it, and you get jack burns. So I made the account when I was a student, but my social media, and just never bothered to change it. I'm like, whatever. Alright, get on the sides. I'm going to want to square up that bottom edge. Go on the sides. Go on the bottom. Go on the sides. Go on the bottom. No, Jack is not my name. My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff. On the sides, on the bottom, on the sides. Give that another heat. Yeah, my furnace does stay outside. I don't keep it like exposed outside. I store it away in a shed when I'm not using it, but yeah, I use it primarily outside. I've only used it outside. I don't have like an indoor studio, so it's or a space quite yet. This is what I got hanging out in the backyard. Doing the thing. Alright, one more time. On the sides, on the bottom. That is getting mighty crispy. On the bottom. On the sides. Sweet. Get that one more good heat. Melt those scratches in. Then it'll be ready for a punty time. Move into the punty. Don't eat a lot of peaches. Centered. Gonna take a real nice deep heat, get everything above 1,000 degrees, real comfortable. Get that punty moving. Preheat my tweezers with the heat of the punty. So I don't crack the glass when I do this. I'm sort of like creating a fulcrum. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, oh, I need another big lot of wood wrap. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm gonna clean up the very top of this, the lip where the opening is. I'm gonna add a little bit of clear glass around the very edge. That way it'll match that first glass that I made earlier. Peaches come from a can. They were pushed there by a man working in a factory downtown. I went to a pizza shop last night to get like a cheap slice because they got like pepperoni slices for like $3.50 or something, and they're huge too. And so I went to this pizza shop. And I'm walking up, I'm like, is there a band playing? Why is it so loud? And it turns out there were a bunch of old people doing karaoke. Like there was just a guy running karaoke. It wasn't even a private event. It was just like a guy there running karaoke. And the only people participating were old people. And I was like, what is going on? Did I step into the twilight zone here for a second? And so, of course, I sat inside with my sensory difficulties. It's like I came out all this way, I just kind of wanted to, like, grab a piece of pizza, chill for a minute. So every time somebody, like one of the servers or somebody opened the door to come use the bathroom or anything, it was just, like, the loudest, oldest karaoke you could possibly imagine. Like, I'm pretty sure I heard the Beach Boys at one point, and I was like, what is happening? Alright, so we're going to trail on that hot glass, do another little loop, and I'm going to make a couple little decorative swirls, trim away that little piece, and put this in the bucket. Now I can start to finish this up. So yeah, anyway, I ate my slice and then I left and I was like, that was weird. But of course the only entrance to the restaurant is like through this crowd of noise and old people. And I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? What did I walk into? What mess did I inadvertently find myself in? Is this some kind of D&D campaign where now I've got to roll for initiative? Roll for a saving throw on social skills? Nope, Chuck Testa. Nope, Chuck Testa. Okay, the next thing I gotta do is get this shoulder nice and hot. I'm gonna use my puff, the magic puffer. No, I'm gonna use my Sophia to puff out that shoulder. Kind of inflate the top of the glass again. There we go. Puffer. There we go. Then I'll take another heat and stretch that out. Bada bing, bada boom. 75 and sunny right now, and it's going to get a little bit hotter here in South Georgia, but feels all right so far. Okay, let that stretch, then I'll add some dimples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Close enough. Start to pull that glass a little bit more. Alright, one more heat, and it'll be fully open. Trying to get up to 50 followers today in the next couple streams. Trying to get up to affiliate. Even if it takes until next month, that just means I only have to do 8 streams throughout the month. Then I'll be at affiliate and be able to earn. So share the stream, drop a follow if you haven't. All that good stuff. Okay, hey, there's a cup. Look at that. Let me hold that up. So, even though it looks kind of dark green right now, that's just because of the heat. It is going to be a beautiful aqua blue green sort of color, and you can check that out on my Instagram. Were you at last year's Americas? Oh, hey, yes, humanity, I was actually. I was at last year's. I was doing the same thing, just kind of running around, doing tech for the festival. Alright, full flash. Get that front. 1, 2. Give it a tap. Melts down. Not my stick. Preheat the tongs. There y'all go. Check it out. That is one nice glass. Okay. I think that's deserving of a quick water break. Chill out in the shade. Yeah, no, I'll be, I was at last year's festival. I was just, yeah, doing the tech in the background. I also didn't have the mustache at last year's festival, so that's a little different. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of in the background, trying to stay out of the crowds and drink enough water, eat enough food. Okay, so there's 2 of those cups. I have 1 more bead in there for another one of those cups, but I think I'm gonna transition into making some floppy bowls, like some floppy bowls like this one, because these often sell well. Got a couple of colors set aside for those. I think that would be good. Oh, you're in Atlanta? I didn't realize you were in Atlanta. That's awesome. Well, that's super cool. Have you like been over to Arthur's shop or like done anything with him up in Atlanta? I mean, I know he's like, his class prices can be a little expensive, but you're not a glass blower, just a fan. Well, thanks for being a fan. I get it, it's not for some people. I got a close friend of mine that she does not do anything fire, but loves to see the blast the next day. But yeah, I've encouraged her to like come out and do stuff. She's like, I've told you before, no fire. Oh yeah, thank you. They take some classes with Arthur since it's nearby. Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's worth it to do it like at least once, and you know, anytime we're running like any of the workshops, it's always a very hands-on sort of thing. So you're never just by yourself. We're gonna do that to somebody. That would be crazy. be exciting to meet you in person at the festival. That's next weekend. Golly, I kind of can't believe it's next weekend. Welcome to the stream, anybody that just joined in. I'm going to be making some floppy bowls like this one here. So that'll be a fun little project. They're very excited to watch happen. I've got some color set up that I will use. That'll be good. Transparent purple, nice sort of neutral purple, but I have it in a powdered form, so I gotta be careful not to breathe that in when I go to pick up any of the color. Floppy bowls, that's what I'm making. I gotta remind myself of that. Hey, who's honking? Pretty much just going to be blowing glass until this tank is empty. I'm not trying to like make a ton of stuff. Just wanted a couple more items for this market that I think people would like. Got our hot glass, got the color. Let's block this up. Nice Q-tip. On the tablet. Let's get a bubble in there. There it goes. Hey. One more time. All right. I did go to school for glass blowing. Yes. Yes, I did. I actually went to school with Arthur. He graduated a few years before I did, but yep. Went to school with Arthur. Got to do some cool stuff while I was there. Good program for studio access. You get 24/7 like studio access. You can be there like all night, pulling all-nighters on projects. Okay, this is ready for another gather here in just a moment. So I'm gonna try and let the glass heat up. Glass in the furnace heat up, but this glass will cool down. Then I'll get that second gather. There we go. That is a nice, healthy gather. So let's shake that up with our handy-dandy wet newspaper. Please do not fly into my ear, my nose. That'd be weird. Sweet. So I'm going to take another heat, get the bubble really nice and moving, get that heat soaked in there, and then I'll start blowing this out. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, let's get some air in here. Give this a quick little paper. Blowing cap, blowing cap. The advantage of, hey, JTL, thanks for, that's actually a really good question. The advantage of having them separate means that you can melt a lot more glass at one time, without always having to expose yourself to that level of heat, especially in a larger studio setting. That way you're also not cooling down the glass every time you have the door open. But with these really small units, they're a lot more forgiving on that front, so you can take some more liberties with having the door open, since the burner is blowing directly onto the glass, as opposed to, like, in a larger furnace you might have it off to the side of the glass. But yeah, if you're constantly going in and out of the furnace on like a larger melting situation, then you're stealing all the heat away from the glass. So when when you need to get more glass, like, you have to factor that in. But if you have a separate hole where you can do all your reheating, and then only go into the furnace when you need to get glass, that's the advantage of doing that. But you know, for the scale I'm working at, this is really ideal. Alright, so a little more on the jack line, and then I still need to blow out the bottom a little bit more to get that nice and the whole thing nice and round. Ready to punty it up, turn it into a nice floppy bowl. Okay. Trying to get in there with the jacks. Squeeze that neck down, chill the bottom, blow this out. I'll give this one more little puff and then get ready for punty. Do I ever make a mistake when I apply color and have it explode in the clear glass? I had that happen before when I was a student. When you go to apply the color, if your piece is too cold on the pipe, when you go to gather over it with clear glass, that thermal shock causes your color bubble to just explode in the clear glass. And then you have to fish out all that color so it doesn't tint the rest of the pot. And so that is a nerve-wracking experience when that happens. But with something like this setup, I'd probably honestly just like leave the color in the pot so I don't waste the glass. And then just make some blue stuff. Alright, get that bottom done in. This one's going to be a little on the thick side for the bottom, but that'll be alright. One more good heat, and then I'll go for punty. Got my ass out of frame. Try and center this up to the best of my ability. Crack it off. Sweet. That worked out. Okay, this is still a little off center, so I'm going to take some time and clean that up. Make sure everything's really nice and well centered. Sweet, okay. That looks all right. How many pounds of glass does this furnace hold? It holds about 15 pounds of glass when it's full. Right now, there's probably about 10 pounds in here. But that doesn't always mean I can use all 15 pounds of that, because the glass gets too low for me to gather efficiently at a certain point. So the last 2 pounds of glass, it'll just be like an inch deep in the bottom of the pot, and that's like too low for me to really get any meaningful amount of glass. So it holds 15 pounds, but really I can only use about 12 of it before I have to refill it. Okay, I'm trying to cook this heat into the lip, and then I'll go ahead and clean that up and add a clear lip wrap on it. Since this is a solid purple piece, I think that would look nice. Nice that fresh glass. Set this down, trail that glass around. That's all we need. Now we'll give this a fresh heat. Clean up that little trail bit. And then give it another good heat and puff that shoulder out just a smidge before I turn it into a floppy bowl. So let me clean this up. All right, get it hot again. Then I can pop out the shoulder after this heat. By the way, if anybody missed any of the previous streams, I have them uploaded to my YouTube channel. It's Jack Burns Glass, like everything else, so check it out there. I also post on Facebook and Instagram. So if you're not already followed on those, check it out. Getting a website up soon that will have e-commerce, so I can sell some of these pieces online and take online orders. Commission's a little easier. All right, let's puff the shoulder out real quick. Doesn't need a ton. Okay, so the next step is to start opening it, and then I can actually flare it out into a beautiful, floppy, ruffled edge bowl of buttery, flaky crust. Focus that heat at the top. Pull that open in a moment. There we go. All right. This is going to be a floppy bowl, so this does not need to be perfect right now, because the main shape of it is going to come when it gets flared out. And once I do that, I will only have the heat I have built up in the piece. Because it'll be too big to go back into the furnace. So I really got to make sure my heat is just right for me to do this move, and then go to crack it off pretty much right after. So this will be fun. I'll get it on camera for everybody. Really want to build that heat up in that top half. There we go, there we go. Spin it out, hold it down. Let's go. Oh, that's toasty. Well, that one turned out well. I think I'm going to do Adventuring Green next. And then probably an orange one. Okay. So my phone overheated. My phone entirely overheated sitting in the sun. So now I've got a different camera angle. We're in the shade. But I am gonna scoot some of this stuff over. Oh yeah, Aventurine Green. That works itself out. Oh yeah, that's pretty rough. Let's make sure this is working. It stabilizes, hopefully. Sitting directly in the sun, so it didn't like that after an hour and a half. Imagine that technology getting hot. I am going to make sure my newspaper wet. Gonna make another floppy bowl. Still says it's unstable. Oh hey, it's stabilized. Sweet. Cool. Let me some. Alright, I've got some nice adventuring green color. That would be good. Yeah, no, that's a bummer. My phone totally overheated. And I went to check chat and I'm like, oh, I'm offline. Whoops. So, pipe is looking pretty good. Everything all Okay, got that first gather. Get some color on there. Hi, Mr. B. Sweet. Okay, that'll be good. Melt that color in. Blow a bubble. Bada bing, bada boom. Blow and catch some air, get a bubble, lock that bubble up, squeeze it back down, and do a nice Q-tip shape. That's the shape you want for gathering over. This is going to be a fun color. This color is called Aventurine Green. It is sparkly green, very bright color. High saturation, makes some wonderful glass with it. So, I'm gonna do that. It'll be good. It'll be great. More than good. It's great. Go ahead and let that cool off, and then I will get another gather on top of it. Wet. Splash a little bit of water on there. Squeeze that thing out. Alright, second gather. To get that all shaped up. Still kind of going for that Q-tip shape. Bigger now. Sweet. Okay, so now I can blow into it, get jack line going, get this turned into a beautiful floppy bowl. It's gonna be a beautiful floppy bowl. I'm Christopher Walken in a winter wonderland. Christopher Walken on Sunshine. Christopher walking around the Christmas tree. Okay, now I'll get a jackline again. Let's do that. Air in there. everything in, touch up the jack line, chill the bottom, blow it out a little more. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, I might put a foot on this one. I think that would be mighty fine. Sweet. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to get a foot right there on the end. This is not enough glass for a foot, so I'm going to let this cool off and get a little more on top. Yeah. Wide open, okay. On there. Give the whole thing a good heat. There we go, there we go. Press some of that back. Get into that very edge. Bring some of that forward. Press it back in. Get into the center. Mighty fine foot. Yay! Okay, a couple more heats to. What market am I making this glass for? Welcome back, humanity. You stepped away at the perfect time because my phone overheated anyway and I had to reboot the stream. I'm making this for a market in Tallahassee this weekend. There's this venue space called The Hub at Feather Oaks. But it's like a local makers market. Lots of other local artists and crafts people alike. So it's some of them I've like done markets with before, and they're all really cool people, really awesome people to hang out with. Okay. One more heat, and then a punty is in order. Careful inspection. I heard a tank. I'm hoping it was the glass in the bucket. I don't see any cracks on this. Must have just been the glass in the bucket. Cool. Holy! Price is inverted. Okay, the piece is on the punty. Now, I just have to heat up the lid. Open her up, just like the last one. Except this time, it is a green floppy bowl with sparkles. Okay. Tap that back. Bring the lip out a smidge. Get the pupper. There we go. Now I can start to open this up. this size, I think a folded lip would do well. Not a huge folded lip, but enough of one. Yeah, get that enough heat, fold it up some more. That'll also make that lip a little thicker. Take on a couple more bonks in its lifetime before it wants to crack. Okay. Alright, I got one more heat, and then I gotta spin it out. Then it's going into the box for slow cooling. What happened? Oh yeah, my phone overheated earlier with the other stream, so I had to reboot it. My phone was sitting in the sun periods of time, while also having to do like demanding network tasks. They're not too fond of that, so had to relocate my phone. Right, oh, we're getting to the point of spinning this out. There we go, there we go. Spin it out. Drape it down. Get those gorgeous folds in there. Now that is one hell of a fluff bowl. Actually, yeah, that's great. And I'll take it over to the crack-off table. Grab my butter knife. My shoe, hold it up, give it a tap, and it breaks free. Alright, torch that. Preheat the tongs. There it is. Into the box. Yay! We did it! Hooray! Okay, how much glass do I have? Probably have enough to do another one of those cups. That will be it for the stream today. And one more of those cups, finish off that color, and then shut her down, let it cool off, and I'll load everything back up tonight. So I'll be able to get the pieces out of the annealer very early tomorrow morning, because I've got to be in Tallahassee at 11 a.m. to start setting up, and it takes me a little less than an hour to get down to Tallahassee, so it should be all right. Let me get nice canes from the previous stream. This is a antique milk glass that makes a very nice white. So I'm going to cut that up and turn it into some nice cup decorations. So I just need a couple little pieces like that. Now you just set them up there to hang out, and when I'm ready to pick them up, we'll just set the hot glass on them, and they'll pick up. Lost a little bit of heat in the furnace, so I'm going to let that come back up to temp for a moment and start gathering. I reckon we'll get some rods up. Let's see, one for the color, one for a monkey, one's a bit rod. What? That way. Okay, let the glass get hot again. And this will probably be the last piece I can make with how much glass I have in there. And I'm running low on propane too, so get that refilled. Letting stuff heat up. Let this heat up, get a bit of glass, pick up the color in the kiln, start melting that down, make sure it's clean, then I'll make one more of those nicer tumblers out of this. That'll probably be it. Birds. Doesn't it get too hot to work outside, or are you pretty well shaded? With this umbrella that I have right overhead, it's a little out of view. I stay in the shade, and like there's a whole oak tree above me, and I mean it's not like I'm not in the sun the whole time, but it's not exactly cool. You know, it's not like I have a tent or, you know, an awning space, but there's a nice breeze. It's not terrible. It's tolerable. It's not as hot as it gets in, like, July and August. People still blow glass down here in those temperatures. I mean, not as many people, but people still do it. I certainly don't. Like Arthur and Janky Glass, like, they're all still blowing glass in the summer. I'm like, bro, no. I'll go up north to blow glass in the summer. Thank you, sir. Alright, give that a little marber. Get a little bit of color. Give that a quick heat so that I can clean any dust off of this. I've got a little gross from the annealer. under this oak tree, we get a lot of birds. So, I just got a leaf in the face. Okay, letting the pipe preheat so that I can stick this color on there, and then I'll get a bubble going. Well, I'll get it on the pipe, shape it up, and then get a bubble in there after gathering over it. Just like I did with the cups earlier. Then we can get this party started. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. That back into heat. Oh, it's a leaf in the bucket. I'm like, what's burning? Leaves. Leaves are burning. Probably a little bit of paint, too. Mostly leaves. Okay, color. Got a little more centered on my blowpipe. Beautiful. Now that's ready for a gather. That cool off, and then I'll get a gather over it, get a bubble in there, shape her up, let it cool off again, get another gather if I can. See how much glass I can pull out, but it should be alright. Okay, fresh gather. Let's block this up. Get that nice Q-tip shake. I'll take another heat. Make sure that heat has soaked all the way through the color. It's all one temperature. Then I'll get a bubble in there. bubble time. Blink and you'll miss it. Slide. Then take another heat. Shake all that up. And then that should be ready for another gather after this. Beautiful. Sweet. Okay. That's going to cool off. Get another gather over that. Use our trusty newspaper. Make sure that's wet. Use our trusty newspaper to shape up that fresh glass. Then make our cup. Oh yeah, we still have cane up on the mark. We got some cane up there to pick up on our bubble. Set it down on there, on the canes, and after contact with the glass for a moment, it'll just stick right to the surface. Then I can just shape it back up and get it back in the round, and it'll be okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Sweet. Now I want to get those in place. Start to round everything back out. Take another heat, get it hot, then I can go in with the newspaper. Even though I've only been blowing glass, I've been blowing glass for 2 hours. I've only gotten about 2,000 steps in, but that's also like 2,000 steps literally within this 10 square feet. So, or I guess it's 100 square feet, 10 by 10 area. But yeah. Last point is exercise. Some might even call it a team sport. You gotta wear a uniform sometimes. You got a little chance you do. Glass blowing and band. Those are team sports, no matter what people will say. It's a sport. You do it as a team. Bada bang, bada boom. Okay, I got that bubble started. Shake this up a little bit more. Get that point out of there. Don't need all that. There we go. Blow this up a bit more. Sweet. Alright, now I can get my jack line in. Get it hot. Stretch it out. Jack line. There we go. Right, to keep everything centered. Now I can get it hot again. Blow out this bottommost portion a little bit more, get some more volume in there, and then start to crisp up that bottom, make it nice and crisp. Crispy, crunchy chicken. Anytime I come out here and do these streams, it always kind of reminds me of this one job I had as a student when I was like, I don't know, I think 20 or something. And we were doing live demonstrations at a theme park, but like we had to narrate the whole time, which is typical, but like it's really weird to narrate yourself doing stuff. So that's sort of how I feel when I'm doing these streams. I'm like, ah, yes. Talking aloud. Okay. Touch up this jacket. Get some air in there. There we go. Okay. Now I can heat up that bottom. Start to tidy that up. But first, I need to straighten everything back out. My jack line got a little unruly, so I guess it'll be close enough. It'll be fine. It's almost time to go to the dentist. Tooth hurty. Tooth hurty. That a knee slapper. Okay, got that bottom hot. Let's start crisping that up a little bit, crisping the blubber. That right up on the bottom, on the sides. Get that bottom hot. Get on the bottom. Get on the sides. Rinse and repeat. That's better. Alright, I'll fix up that bottom one more time. Oh yeah, that's crispy, all right. That's nice. Okay. We are about ready for punty. Good. Now, I've actually got to pull and trim this lip up a little bit. It cracked a little weird on me, so I'm going to take a moment to get the lip and shoulder really nice and high. And then pull those out a smidge, trim it up. Make it look real pretty. Alrighty, I think we're looking good. Good enough to start. Yeah, it's still a little cold. Go back for one more heat. How long does my propane last? Is it like one for the grill, or is it much larger? I have about 100-pound propane tank, so that's the like big tall ones that come up to your chest, and you get a dolly and move them around on like a hand truck and stuff. And that one will last me 3 long sessions at the very least. And that's like running in 12 hours a day. They can do 3 of those or 4 shorter sessions like this where, I might only be blowing glass for like 2, maybe 3 hours, and it's up for like 6 hours, but nothing crazy. You can do about 4 of those or like 3 larger sessions, yeah. But I'm definitely running low on the tank, so I'll have to get it filled back up this weekend so I can do demonstrations in downtown Thomasville on Tuesday and Wednesday before heading up to Americus on Friday. Hey, there we go. Oh yeah. We love the squeaky noises. Trail bit right around the lip. And we're going to kind of bring it down, do a couple of decorative bits on there. Pull that away. Give it a heat. Okay, now I can start to focus that heat right at the top. I'm going to clean up that lip wrap I just added. And then puff out the shoulder and open it all up. Turn it into a bona fide cup. Ready to puff it. Go. Now I can get it all hot again and really start to open up this cup. Okay, let that stretch. Put some dimples in there. And start to open it up. Take another heat, do that one more time. propane or is it electric? My annealer is electric. On the right side of the annealer, on this side over here, there's a little blue box, and that little blue box is sort of the brains of the annealer, so it'll tell it when to turn on, when it gets hot enough, when to turn off, keep it at a certain temperature, and cool it down overnight for me. Alright, there's the finished cup. Go ahead and knock this off and get it into the box. Awesome. Cool. Well, sweet. That was a productive day. Alright. So I think I'll go ahead and shut all the equipment down, get into the hottest part of the day. I don't want to be blowing glass, I want to be cooling off. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. Probably be blowing glass and streaming Tuesday and Wednesday downtown, doing live demonstrations. I think that's the 1st and the 2nd. April 1st and April 2nd. So, you'll get a lot of April Fools of, I'm going to make a piece. April Fools, it's a different piece. All that good stuff. So, thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. This will be on the Twitch channel for a while, and then I'll also upload it to the YouTube channel once I'm done. So, that'll be all good. Sweet. Thanks, guys. Go ahead and turn this on. That's coming down. Thanks, guys. Thanks, JTL. Thanks, humanity. That's hot. Yes. Yes, it is. Y'all have a good weekend, too. Drink lots of water. Enjoy yourselves. rest